Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play series. Today, we're going to be taking on the hard mode Primals. This is going to be Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan hard mode, all three of them in one video. We're going to be finishing up the entire Relic, and then we have a whole world of things that we have to do after that. So right off, we're going to get started with the Bowl of Embers hard mode. The queue times now, they've been pretty long for the last few instances, the Chimera, the Hydra. But because of some other quest lines later on in the Relic quest, like past this point when you're working on your Zodiac weapon, which is a whole nother story after the Relic, there's a lot of use to still do things like Ifrit hard mode, Garuda hard mode, and Titan hard mode. Unlike the Relic Reborn, Chimera, and Hydra fights, which are generally just you do them one time and then maybe you get them in your trial roulette and otherwise you never do them again. So we're probably still going to have some wait times just because it's about 1:48 in the afternoon, but it is a work day. So my queue time shouldn't be too bad, less than 5. Oh, never mind. We're already good to go. See what I mean? Now, this is probably going to be a lot like the Hydra fight, where I'm going to have a hard time explaining all the things Ifrit does because the fight is going to go very, very fast. There are more things to the fight when it goes at a slower pace, but most fights are going to go at this pace. So let's just jump right in. So, first thing, Ifrit has 2 conal attacks. He has a claw conal, and he has a fire breath conal. Don't get hit by either of these if you're not the tank. Sometimes aggro goes all over the place if you have newer tanks. We don't have newer tanks at all. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they just pulled immediately going into the fight. Yep, see? There's no weight in these kind of things because people are farming these fights. So there's the fire breath. That's all you need to see. So, he has a bunch of mechanics, but, I mean, you've done Ifrit normal at this point already, so there's a lot of familiar things. Vulcan Burst is the first one, that AoE knockback that he does. You've seen that before. Still got the Fire Breath attack, not a big deal. So, I'm just going to DPS until I notice things that I should point out. So, how's everyone doing? He still hasn't done any mechanics yet. He's still just basically the first 10% of the fight goes like this. I think, okay, now I think he starts doing other attacks. 15% into the fight, he's probably going to start using eruptions. So you remember eruptions from the earlier fights, spawns under a player, hits him once, and then moves on. That attack is going to get buffed throughout the remainder of the fight. He also now has this jump attack, where early in the fight, one of him jumps, lands on one side of the arena, and then dashes across and deals a bunch of damage to everyone. Anyone inside of the AoE, I should say. He's using another eruption. And then at 70%, he's going to start using a couple more attacks. His eruptions are going to become a little bit harder to dodge. There's going to be more of them. I would like to point out, though, that if you actually stun eruption, your limit break bar will shoot up very, very high. So if you're a tank and you're able to, try and stun it. It's not mandatory. It used to be a really, really good way of ensuring victory, but it does not matter at all at this point. So now under 70%, when he does eruption, he's actually going to spawn 3 of them under the same person, and they're going to follow them. So you're basically going to want to kite them around the room, and just make sure to try and not die to them. He's also going to summon those Radiant Plumes. Radiant Plumes, he'll always start on the outside of the arena, and then the second set he's going to summon will be on the inside of the arena. So he does a set of eruptions, so it's eruptions, outer plumes, eruptions, inner plumes, and now, if we haven't gotten him to 50% quick enough, he'll do a jump. So he does a jump. Now there's 2 of him. You can actually stand, see how there's 2 people standing in between him? You can actually do that to dodge the attack. The attack also goes clockwise, so it'll start from the leftmost Ifrit, and then rotate clockwise, like you just saw. So at 50%, he summons Nails. There are now 4 of them. I wonder if I can stand in the center and hit all 4 of them with Holy. I don't think I can. And I also definitely can't do it when that happens. He'll stop using Radiant Plumes. He'll only do a single eruption at that point. Is this going to hit? No, it doesn't hit any of them. I'll just stand between 2 of them and do it. Our DPS is actually fairly low right now, but it's fine. Just make sure to kill these as quick as possible. Also, every nail you kill, you can also see the limit break shoots up again. So after we kill the Infernal Nails, or if you don't kill them, he'll jump and he'll do special attack, like that. So I'm just gonna Divine Seal, Medica 2. This interrupts. This is actually a good place to use Surecast. I've said that there aren't very many situations to use it. That's actually a good place to use it. I would highly recommend using it there. Also, I'm just gonna throw a few of these. Now, below 50%, he'll actually start summoning 3 sets of 3 eruptions. That's the one that you really, really want to go out of your way to stun. So, see, leftmost, then goes clockwise. Simple, right? Just regenning people. He already had a regen on him, actually. There's no point in that, but it's whatever. So now, he's going to summon, same thing, outer plumes first, no eruptions after this, and now he's going to do inner plumes immediately after. Here they are. Inner plumes are now. He also has a new attack called Sear, where he'll just pulse AoE damage around him every few seconds. Just, if people get low enough, heal them. Now we have another set of eruptions. Right here. And immediately following this, he'll summon Radiant Plumes everywhere, except immediately around himself. So everybody gathers around him, dodges the attack, and then he repeats that rotation again. And he'll do that until he's dead. So the only few things that really matter are that you kill the nails when they spawn, and you just dodge the eruptions, stun them if you can. Oh, and make sure to use the tier 3 DPS limit break. Our Dragon or our Ninja should have done it already, but, I mean, it's not like we're going to wipe or anything. You can do it right after this. I'm going to just dodge over here. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. That looked like it almost hurt more. I didn't even use Shroud of Saints. I'm also standing next to the tank, which is not a good idea. You don't want to stand right on top of the tank. That's not a healthy place for the healer to be standing. Unless there's like a fight that requires it, which, you know, not many of those. Not many fights where it's like, oh, tank, stand right next to the healer. That sounds like a terrible idea. And that's it. Ifrit hard mode. Done. 1 of 3, done. And look at that. I got 60 bonus soldiery for that. So that was worth 72 soldiery my first time beating it. This is what I was talking about, how easy it is to use your first time bonuses to really get gear quickly. Also, with any luck, I would have got a weapon. It was a Thaumaturge arm. I'll greet it, but I probably won't win it. I only rolled a 17. So yeah, did not win it. Not a big deal. It's nice if you actually get a drop, because it'll give you a better weapon to use for the remainder of your Relic quest. But because most parties end up going like that, you don't need to farm it for a weapon. Unless you really like the look of it, then feel free to do that. I'm just letting you know, stopping and farming a weapon to use on your main job in those fights, don't do it. You don't need to do it. Now, because it's item level 49, though, that changes the opinion slightly. If you want to, you know how I like bought another Madman's Whispering Rod in order to just get, is the next quest of it? Yeah, the next quest should be available here. You know how I bought a weapon to increase my item level? Because that's only item level 49, you should be able to achieve that very realistically without spending any money. You can actually just farm Ifrit for a weapon if you're trying to increase your item level. There's just a chance you're going to do it like 10, 20, 30 times and not get your weapon. And I'd rather just spend like 20k to get an item level 55 weapon to ensure I can finish the Relic quest line than sit there and farm Ifrit over and over and over and over again. Sure, you could argue that while doing that, you're also getting soldiery tomestones, but the way I'm doing it right now is far more time efficient. The biggest issue is that not everyone has 350, 400k saved up by the time they hit level 50 like I do. And that's why if you've been following this guide, you've been following this entire series, you'll just notice why I did everything the way I did it, how it set me up to have enough gil to get through these first few hurdles as a level 50 character. And then if you happen to have any drawbacks, I've been giving tips on how to make sure that if you do need to make money, you can make it easy without much investment. I'm not a get-rich-quick kind of guy. Do a lot of small transactions over a long period of time and make all the money that way kind of guy. So after you beat the first few hard mode primals, you're going to want to come back here and accept the next quest. Now this is Garuda Awakening. This is to unlock Garuda hard mode. This is going to send me to Gridania, which luckily is a favorite location, and then they'll send me to Nadalin to actually unlock Garuda. So you're going to want to do this for the first few hard mode primals. After you get to the quest that allows you to unlock the first coil of Bahamut, you won't need to go back there for for hard mode primals anymore. For extreme mode primals, you're going to be going back to the Waking Sands constantly. So just keep in mind whenever you're trying to unlock a hard mode primal and extreme mode primal, if it isn't unlocked via the main story, I highly recommend that you just assume that it's in the Waking Sands or Google it. You know, anything along those lines will work. So let's go over to Nadalin now. And you saw I just DPS'd that whole fight. That's all I did. Because they don't need my extra healing. Like, okay, so towards the end I started throwing out some extra healing. Because I noticed a lot of people were taking extra damage, but the first 50% of the fight, you saw I just DPS'd the full time. I threw a few regens and a Medica 2 out towards the end, but easy fight. One thing I'm still, as a controller, is Shroud of Saints. Like, when I'm playing my White Mage normally with the keyboard, I Shroud of Saints, like, exactly when I need to. When I'm doing it on the controller, it's not even that, it's just, I'm talking a lot. I'm making excuses, guys. I'm just bad, alright? How about that? We'll just roll with that. We'll just roll with that reason. Nah, he's just bad. It has nothing to do with how much you talk. Or how much you're trying to be informative while doing it. That's why voiceovers are so much better than, like, live recordings and just using those. In my opinion, at least. It's easy to get sidetracked while you're doing a live recording. Although the live recording, the one I did the other day, that one went really well. But I didn't do live, live commentary over it. So it's a different story. So we're just going to run past everything here. I actually feel pretty comfortable staying on my mount in Nadalin versus any other area. This is like the only place where I feel like I can safely dodge enough aggro to the point where I don't need to get off my mount. Mainly because they don't cast a lot of abilities here. It's mostly just, they try to run up to you and attack you. There's a few here that do it, don't get me wrong, but there's not a whole lot. Oh, he might hit me. Yeah, that's the one guy that'll do it, is the Fog Callers. So if you can avoid those guys, you'll be alright. Didn't get slowed once. There's one last Fog Caller right there, though. Don't aggro me. Don't aggro me. And here we go. Nadalin Aetheryte. Bam. Yeah, I guess I can leave in running to each Aetheryte. It's only a 12-minute video. And honestly, this queue is probably the fastest of all of them. Because Garuda is she's just the most popular hard mode of all the primals. Because she's very, very fast to beat. And I guess that's the biggest reason. She's very, very fast to beat. Which makes her an extremely efficient method of farming. I want to describe the Zodiac questline, but I don't at the same time. Farming later steps of the Zodiac questline. We'll go with that. She is one of the most efficient primals to spam farm for the later step of the Relic. One way after the one that we're on now. This shouldn't take more than a minute, maybe a minute and a half, but I'm just going to not talk until my queue actually pops. Be right back. Alright, so I took one sip of my coffee and the queue popped. So, like I said, very fast. Once you're at this step of the Relic, you're in the clear. I didn't even check to see what the item level required was for this. 52. She requires 52, which means Titan's probably going to require 55. Which, by the way, is my item level, which means I need to be very careful in that fight. Titan is the biggest hurdle for a new player. There's a high probability of you dying if you don't know the fight. And these aren't like conclusive guides on these hard modes, I have conclusive guides. They're really, really old, and odds are you can ignore 90% of the mechanics. But I do have old guides to these videos. In fact, I should put those in the annotation. Like, they're super old and not like oh, that was a mistake. It's not like you need them. It's just they're helpful. I'll include annotations to... I don't even think I ever did an Ifrit hard mode guide. So you can use this video as the Ifrit hard mode guide. But Garuda and Titan, I'll include links to, just so you know what to do. I'm going to show you what is probably going to be the speedrunning strat. Look at this. See? Speedrun strat. Don't wait for buffs. That's honestly what's probably going to happen to you. So I'm kind of glad that it did happen. I can't Stone Skin 2 now, but I'll let the other guy do that. So this is Garuda hard mode. A lot of things are very similar to normal. You still have the 4 pillars. You still want to avoid getting those 4 pillars destroyed. She has a few new attacks now. She's got Wicked Wheel. She's got a conal attack called Downburst, which you want to avoid. The biggest thing that you want to avoid here is Slipstream. Slipstream is an attack she does in a cone in front of her, but it has no AoE indicator. So when a tank starts seeing it cast, the tank should just move behind her. Also, she summons these razor plumes. Still, I'm just going to holy them down because I'm trying to be useful here. And there you go. Kill those out nice and easy. She also has this AoE attack. She shoots that attack at people, the friction attack. She's already at the next phase, so it doesn't even matter. So now she summons a bunch of razor plumes. You AoE. You don't even have to AoE these down. You can just DPS Garuda the whole time. As soon as she hits 50%, she'll enter the next jump phase. And look, watch. Now she does Astral Flow. You don't need to hide behind these. You can just come stand up here. So after she does this attack, Aerial Blast, you're going to want to move to the south side of the arena. That's if you're doing the speedrun strat, of course. I don't even know why I'm doing this Medica 2, but I'll do it. Why not? So now what she's going to do is she's going to summon, you know how in the normal mode you just stack in the middle? She still has that attack and she'll do it later, but first she's going to summon these AoE knockback areas. If you get hit by those wind tunnel things looking on the side, they'll knock you back and deal damage. So you just want to stand here and zerg her down most of the time. After, I guess about 45 seconds from now it would be, they'll start rotating, and you'll have to rotate her clockwise. You'll almost never get to that point. What she'll do instead is she'll summon two ads, Charada and Suparna. Now I'm colorblind. I think this one increases her healing. She starts healing herself with the, I guess it's a green tether, and the red tether makes her deal increased damage. So you'll just kind of have to decide if you want to zerg her down or if you want to kill the ads. It looks like we're just going to legit zerg her down and ignore the ads. If you don't kill the ads after like 30 seconds, not only will she have regenerated a bunch of health and she does a bunch of bonus damage, but they'll also jump into the air and do giant AoEs that do like 4k damage each, and that can be devastating to a party. If you make it past that, that's when the things start rotating. There will also be a plume called a satin plume, and you have to kill that or it puts everyone to sleep. You probably won't ever see that mechanic. It's just low odds that you'll see that mechanic. And then after the satin plume, after those abilities are done rotating, after those wind tunnels are done rotating, then it'll be the thing where everyone has to stack in the middle and the outside pulses like it was in normal mode. We're 2 primals in. Like, I told you guys this was going to be a quick video. And I know these don't represent the primal fights in the way that they are intended to be done. That's why the videos that I make from so long ago are irrelevant, because you couldn't do that when I made that video. And that's why some people ask me for like updated guides on certain things, but it's like, you don't need a guide for what I just did. Like, in my opinion, sure, it's cool to know, but you could just do it once and that's it. That's all you needed to know. There's also a hunt up in the area. I should probably go do it, but I'm not going to. It's an A rank. I'm not going to go. A rank is up. I should go because I want hunt seals, but where was it? You know what? Where was it? It's probably been pulled. Yeah, no, I'm not running all. By the time I get over there, it would have been pulled and dead, so I'm not even bothering. If it was really close to Dragon Head, I maybe would have teleported over, but no, not for that. Excuse me. So now we're running back to Waking Sands to get Titan Hard Mode, and that's the last Hard Mode Primal that you're going to do in this sort of mini set of quests. After you beat Titan Hard Mode, there is one last step to the Relic quest, but it's super easy. All it is you have to buy some items with some Allegan Tomestones of Soldiery, which I'll show you, and then you can finish it and get an item level 80 weapon. A nice boost to your stats. And from that point on, your Soldiery, you can use it to upgrade your Relic to I-90, which you can then start the whole Zodiac questline that, like I've talked about before. Or you can spend it on all the other gear that you were not getting because you were waiting to do your Relic weapon. Also, don't forget, I did just get a first-time bonus from that. Let me scroll up to see what she was worth for a first-time bonus. She was worth the same as Ifrit was, 72. And of course, getting a few poetics here and there, but that's hardly a big deal because it's like 5 poetics. It adds up, don't get me wrong, but your goal is to try and get to the expert dungeons at the end of the main story as quick as possible. That's where the real poetics are at. Or as we like to call them, the pose. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. So here we go. Titan Hard Mode. One last time. Thank you, Ishtola. In a Titan spot. Now we'll have to go to Limsa Lominsa right after this. Limsa is literally the first thing on the list, and I went all the way through the list to get back up to it. Like a knobhead. Alright. Go over here, and then we'll teleport over to Ugamaro, and we'll unlock Titan, and we'll beat that. Titan is the hardest of the bunch. My Titan hard mode guide still has some relevance, because this fight, it's not going to go like it did with Garuda. You're definitely going to skip a lot of mechanics. Like, you're not going to get to see his full ability rotation most of the time, but you're not going to not see most of the attacks. Like, it's not like Garuda where we never got to see the wind tunnels rotate, or we never got to the Satin Plume. We never got to the second set of Tirada and Suparna. Like, that won't happen. You're going to see almost all the mechanics, at least in some way, shape, or form. It's just the fight's probably going to go really quick. This is actually the fight where I get the most kind of new players in it, because this is the fight where most new players get their first kind of hurdle that they really need to jump in terms of the difficulty of a fight. Most of the time, you'll get 1 or 2 people that die. Like, 3 people can carry this whole fight. If you have 3 people that know the fight and don't die to any of the mechanics, they can carry the whole fight. Other than maybe the heart phase, because, you know, then they all 3 need to be putting out at least decent enough damage to kill the heart. So, it still happens, though. You still get wipes on this occasionally. You still get groups that have a lot of new players, just because it's a fight that it's very punishing. If you get hit by a mechanic at the wrong time, you're out of the fight. You're not just dead, you're out of the fight. And the arena's a lot smaller in this version than it was in Titan Normal. So it's pretty easy for a new player to get overwhelmed. There's a lot of things. It's all calculated. It's not like he does random stuff that like you have to react to. But a new player doesn't go out and research the rotations of a boss. That's just not something a new player does. So when they experience it for the first time, they're not like, oh, he's going to do this attack next. Oh, he's going to do this attack next. Oh, this pattern's going to happen next. They don't know. It's like you can't hold them accountable for not knowing. They went into the fight. They wanted to see it for themselves, and either they got carried by some duty finder group that was full of people farming for the Zodiac items, or they were doing it for their trial roulette. You just can't expect them to know because they've never done it before. I know, and I'm going to look real impressive unless people recognize me, but because they're going to be like, holy crap, that guy's a first-timer. He dodged everything. And immediately people are going to go like, that's an ult. He's not an actual first-timer. People kind of expect first-timers to die and fall off in this fight. It's considered the norm, if I had to say anything. All right, this is also a very annoying area for this reason. Come on. So, oh, turned it off like an idiot. Like a knobhead. Let's kill this roundsman, and then I'll go inside. Ugamaro Aetherite. Oh, he's got this damage reduction buff up. I hate these guys so much. I hate kobolds for that exact reason. They have that damage reduction Titan's boon, and as soon as it wears off, they cast it again. Like a responsible person would if they had a damage reduction buff that they could refresh as often as that, but still, it's annoying. So it's a tune, and then we'll go into Titan Hard Mode. Titan Hard Mode's queue might be a little bit longer. Oops. That was a mistake. It might be a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be too much longer. If I'll do the same thing I do every time with the queue. I'll queue in, and then I'll, take a quick break, and then if it pops quickly enough... Oh, I got locked out. What is it? 57. You know what we're going to do? We have enough to finish the Relic, I think, and get something else. So let's go get, like, a ring or something in Mordona, and then we'll enter the fight. This is all that extra soldiery just got me through my item levels. And the Grand Company seals could, too. Very, very easily. I think I'll get a neck piece, because my neck piece is only item level 41. Here's the thing. I want to get a piece that'll make it so I can finish the Relic when I'm done with this. So this is going to be worth... I think it's worth, like, not much more than Garuda was. In terms of, like, the first time bonus. First time. It doesn't say what the first time bonus is. It's worth... Let's just assume that it's worth 75, right? Go to my currency window, so 75 on top of that. I don't think I'll have enough for the Relic regardless, because, alright, so for the last step of the Relic, we're going to need 3... Oh, it's only 330. It's going to be close, but it's going to be, like, Beastman Daily close. Yeah, I'm just going to get a neck piece or something. Whoops. Didn't mean to press down again. Because, like, I would love to get something like this, but then I won't have enough to complete it. Like, then I'll have to wait till later to complete it. And I want to complete it in this video. So, let's get the Daystar necklace. That's absolutely going to be enough of an increase. Or at least it better be. Yep, 59. Okay, so now we can go in. Duty Finder. Naval Hard Mode. Queue in. And I don't know how long it's going to take. So, it said, yeah, see, Titan Hard Mode usually has a bit longer of a queue. Just because people tend to avoid it because it can be that new player killer. So, I'm going to take a quick break until the queue pops. I'll see you guys when it pops in a few minutes. See you then. Oh, never mind. All right. Or 8 minutes can be a complete lie. And it could have the fastest queue time of all of them. Literally, I didn't even get to finish saying the word bye. Like, it was still coming out of my mouth when the queue popped. Come on. Stop playing Triple Triad. DPS, stop it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so Titan Hard Mode. The hardest of the first 3 hard mode. Probably the hardest of all the hard mode primals in the game. Because this is the last one that's optional. All the hard modes after this, Magomag, Leviathan, they're almost more like story mode. So they're very, very easy. We have one geared tank and one ungeared tank. And then the other healer is a scholar with moderate gear, so we should be fine. Mostly geared people in this group. Mostly geared. It looks like it's mostly just me and the other tank that are the lesser geared people. So we're not going to have any discussion. We're just going to go. That's what's going to happen here. So Titan Hard Mode, first 10% of the fight's fairly simple. He has a basic cleave attack that'll hit the tank moderately hard. It's not anything big. He does landslide. You want to avoid that, especially in hard mode. You want to avoid that for later in the fight. He also has stomps, which you see here. He starts off with 2 stomps right from the get-go now. Oh, I turned it back on. I think I started the fight without Cleric Stance on. I thought I had it on at the start of the fight, which is the opposite of what I did. He should jump into the air right now in a second. Right here. There we go. So now he's going to start shrinking the arena immediately. You want to get out of the middle of the room here. If you're a scholar, you throw up a Sacred Soil and a Sucker. Everybody takes, you know, small amount of damage. Nothing too much. And then, you know, we still have Medica 2s. Now, Weight of the Land, he's going to start. You remember this from normal mode. He's going to summon it under 3 people at this point in the fight. So you just want to move out of it. The safest thing to do is have everybody stack under the boss. That way you can, you know, coordinate where they're going to spawn and then just move out of the way. Newer players may have a hard time reacting to that, but that's the most popular strategy. He's jumping into the air again. And he's going to shrink the arena again. You can already see how much shorter the arena is getting compared to where it was in normal mode. Now, at this point, remember, if you get knocked off the arena, you're out of the fight. So if you get hit by a single landslide, odds are it's going to knock you far enough to knock you off the arena. So he still does the Weight of the Lands. He still does the basic cleave attack. But now he's also going to summon these bomb boulders. So the way you want to dodge this first set, the one that landed first is going to explode first. So you want to locate which one that is, and after it explodes, run to it. He's also going to landslide right here, which is fine. Just dodge it also. I gotta stop doing regens with Cleric Stance on. It doesn't happen when I'm playing on keyboard and mouse, but when I'm doing it here, happens all the time. Now, another thing he's going to do is he's going to lock somebody away in a granite jail. It breaks immediately for that one case, and then he's going to shrink it one last time. In hard mode, this is the last time he shrinks the arena. This is the smallest it gets. Now we're in the heart phase. You guys remember this. Just kill the heart as quickly as possible. He's going to lock another person away in a jail. So one thing that the jails do is they give you a debuff, a damage reduction debuff. I thought maybe the other healer might get that off, but they didn't, so I had to do it. You want to Asuna that off of people. Cleric Stance is on. I'm aware. I keep messing up my Cleric Stances here. So I need to start paying, I guess, a little bit more attention. Just get the... Actually, I just need a Medica here. Wait, what am I doing? Where is Medica on my bar? Oh, it's up. No wonder. No wonder I look like a fool. Oh, so this granite jail, just break it. If you don't break it, nothing happens. That person's just useless for a while. I'm going to wait until this hits, and then I'm going to Medica. So now... there's a new thing that's going to happen. It's called Mountain Buster. Bam! Does a ton of damage to the main tank. What you're going to want to do is recognize when that attack is coming out and dodge it. And I'm not dodging. What am I saying? And you're going to want to pre-stone skin before it hits. I've mentioned this before in older videos, but you're really going to want to try and do that. Now, for this set of bomb boulders, same thing. The ones that landed first will explode first. So you want to dodge the ones that land last. And then, oh, God, that hit hard. Well, now I don't have the time to pre-stone skin that. Because I gotta throw a Medica 2 up. That hurdle. that was some major wreckage right there. There we go. Oh, he said his controller died on him. Listen, man, I know the feeling. This whole series, my controller's been dying on me, man. I know the feeling. All right, this is... See, look at my timing here. Stone skin lands. He still has part of a... Ew, he didn't have much of a stone skin for it. Yeah. And at this point, this fight's actually going to be pretty long because of... just because, I don't know, the DPS just isn't that super high. It's fine, but it's just not super high. Bomb boulders again. That one's going to land first. But now he's going to landslide now as opposed to later. So you lure the landslide away from the first one. Dodge to it as a healer. Oh, that's the one. Hotbar. We're going to stone skin him. That should land just in time for that. See how he took... Actually, did he hollow? No, he didn't. Okay. I just wanted to make sure he didn't hollow because he took 0 damage because of that well-timed stone skin. I'm just at this point, I'm not even going to bother DPSing. I'm garbage at DPSing and talking at the same time, so I'm not even going to bother. I have, like, not even been doing anything this whole fight. Ooh, that's risky. Will it pay off, Cotton? Yes, it will. DPS both of them. That was actually a pretty good use. It was luck. Well, actually, they mana walled first, so they were fine. Yeah, and then it's just this rotation. You've seen, like, I've done the rotation, like, 3 times in a row now. This is all it is. Just Medica 2 and wait for everyone to heal up naturally, because you don't want anybody to be hit. There's also 5 weight of the lands now, so if you get hit, if you stack up and you don't dodge it, it's going to kill you. Pretty much, it's going to kill you. These landed last. We'll dodge over here. Wait for the ones in the middle to blow up. If you're not confident that you can do that kind of dodge, what you can do instead is just stand in the middle and eat a single one. You should be fine if you do that. You should be fine, I say. I'm not guaranteeing your safety, but most likely you'll be fine. Oh, that one was worth 75 for the first time. Nice, so I got 90 out of that. So yeah, I did really bad there with the controller. If you watch my live streams, you know I don't normally play that bad. You know I don't normally do it. But I look like a first-timer. They might believe I was a first-timer based on that performance. And it's a spear. God damn it. So yeah, those are all 3 hard mode primals. It's pretty simple. There's one other bomb rotation you can see, but the open spots to dodge the explosions are much more visible in that last potential, you know, setup. I got 4 commendations. They definitely thought I was a real first-timer and saw me survive. But I had so many cleric stance heals and regions. Oh, and I kept DPSing without it on. I had it backwards. I gotta move my... You know what it is? Normally, when I play on every character, I have this status effects down here. And not all the way up there. I don't look up there on the screen. That's so out of the way. So here we go. Well, I usually don't have it that big, but I wanted to see what it looked like if it was a little bigger. Yeah, I'm more likely to look down there than I am to look all the way at the top of my screen. That's also why I usually move the target bar down a little bit towards the center of the screen. But yeah, that's it. That's all 3 hard mode primals. See how simple that was? I mean, I know I'm a bit of an outlier because, you know, I've had experience with these games. I know these fights really well. But you just got to go in with a level head. Like, you saw I wasn't playing fantastic there, but I knew the fight well enough to be able to complete it. And I don't have enough. Is that not the right item? Did I only need 1 of those? I thought I needed 3 of them. Well, damn it. I could have bought a better item. So you only need 1 Rod's Odds Quenching Oil, not 3. You need 3 Thavnarian Mist for the Zenith. You don't need 3 Rod's Odds Quench. That's how long it's been since I've done a Relic quest, guys. I didn't relearn it before I recorded today. I was just like, oh yeah, it's 3. It's probably 3. It's always 3. It wasn't 3. So now we can just finish the quest. We go back to Geralt. He'll give us the weapon, and we'll be good to go. That means we can do Wanderer's Palace in the next part. I have 161. I need 59 more to get my Zenith weapon. So, Wanderer's Palace, what's that going to give me? Oh, well, my dailies will get... why do I keep going to a journal? My dailies will get it done. Yeah. We're a long way from unlocking the trial roulette. Unfortunately, because that's a really easy way to get soldiery and poetics. We're pretty far away from unlocking everything, pretty much. Really far away from unlocking everything, as a matter of fact. But we got our relic quest done. We're making good progress. And I still have several hours before my life. This stupid egg is alive still. This egg is alive forever, man. Oh, it's actually almost dead. Maybe I should stop and help kill it real quick. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Dodge the AoE. Hit. I'm not even going to get credit for this. It's dead. Alright, no credit. I didn't even hit it once. I helped complete it, though. I'm useful. Yay. Yay, I'm useful. I wasn't useful at all there. Alright. So, Geralt, I have your requested items. All 3 of them from the hard mode primals. And I have the single Rads at quenching oil, whatever it is. And not 3 of them, because you don't need 3. You only need 1. Yep, here we go. All 3. And now he just needs the 1 Radzat's quenching oil. And bam, we are good to go. We got our relic weapon, ladies and gentlemen. A relic reborn, Thyrus. You got it. We're up to item level 63. And we are well on our way to having a decent item leveled character. So, I do want to point something out. When you want to increase it to the Zenith, what you're going to want to do is, you know those 3 items I showed, the Thavnarian Mists? They were immediately under the Radzat's quenching oils back in Wardona. You take them to the furnace, and you trade them in here. And this will make your weapon a Zenith weapon. Now, keep in mind, if you're a Paladin, Sword and Shield is 2 in 1. It's 3 total, but if you just wanted to make the weapon Zenith and not the shield, I don't recommend doing that. Just make them all Zenith. It's 2 in 1. I just wanted to point that out. When I can get all 3 of them, then I will come back here and I will make it a Zenith, and that'll be 10 more item levels I'll increase. And that's going to be it for this video. See, it wasn't that bad. Like, we did a good job, everyone. I'm proud of us. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, never. It's a level 32 hat. I don't know why I didn't recognize it. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. In the next one, we're going to be checking out Wanderer's Palace. Another dungeon. We should do a much better job now with the Thyrus equipped. And hopefully I can stop using Cleric Stance and doing regens at the same time. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next part. And until then, take care.